Okay, so at this point, you have your primary site and site supervisor and secondary site and site supervisor. You've agreed upon it, you've locked it down, they're going to let you come and do your practicum there. So we're going to come into site placements. Now you've already done your pre-application tasks, so you can get started. The first thing we're going to do is select a site. Now I want to point out one thing. You may see the school districts on here that your school is in, like it's Caddo Parish or, whatever. I can't really pronounce that, so I'm not going to say it. But let's say that you see that there, but that's not your school. Okay, don't click on the school district. That just means that I have an agreement with that district for students to work there. So you are going to actually select your site and enter that information. So let's say that your place that you're going to work at is Sunshine Elementary. E-L-E-N-T-A-R-Y. Hang on, sorry. Elementary, all right? And it says, oh, I don't see it. No one's ever been there before. So you will click on suggest a site and type that in again. So it would be Sunshine. Okay, and we'll click it. And we look through these different sites here. Okay, none of those are correct. So you would say my site is not listed. So this is what you'll do to start. This is called a forward information to site representative form. You're going to click on the plus and it's going to say start. Okay, you're going to say start and you're going to send this to the person that is able to fill out a form about the school. So that could be your site supervisor, that could be the principal, whoever. We're just going to say that it's a site supervisor at Happy Sunshine School. Sunshine.edu. Okay, so that's the site supervisor's email that I put in there, and then it will populate down here as well. And the person that signs this document is me. So if you need to select someone, you would select me. So you click submit. All right, so now it is waiting on your site supervisor to fill it up. That's great. Okay, the second one here is the memorandum of understanding. You don't need to do anything here. Now, if I've not worked with this site before, you need to send me some information. I'm going to need the name of the district, the email and address of the district, and the email of the person who can sign a document for the district. So this is probably not your principal. It's probably not your site supervisor. It's going to be someone at the central office that's over guidance and counseling. So as soon as you know that this is your site, please get that stuff to me as soon as possible so I can get this started for you. Now the next thing that you're going to do is select a site supervisor. So let's take a look at one. Jean Ann McCain, she's going to be our person. So we click I'm ready. And we haven't worked with Jean Ann before, so it populates all this paperwork that we're going to need. Let's look at them together. The first thing is the site supervisor information form. So this is a form that tells me all the information about your site supervisor, where she went to school, her school counseling certificate number, different things like that. So to send it to her, you will click start, and it's going to ask you to send the email address. So let's say that we're going to use it again at Happy EDU. And it's probably going to be, your site supervisor's name, but I'm just doing this for this. Okay, and so you've filled all that out. You will click submit, and now you will know that it is waiting on your site supervisor to do that. Your site supervisor also needs to upload proof of insurance. Now, since you are working in a school district, most school district school counselors are covered under their district policy, and that's totally fine. They may not carry personal insurance on that, and that's okay. So if this is the case, that they're covered by the district, send an email to Shelly. She's our GA, and her email is internship@ulm.edu. And you can just send her a note and say, hey, my site supervisor is covered under the university or under the district policy, and she can go in and mark that off for you. The next thing you'll need to do is ask your site supervisor to upload the resume. So to get that started, you're just going to click start. You're going to put in her email. So I'm still using at Happy EDU. Okay, I'm sending that to her, and now Tevera has sent her a note that says, hey, we need you to send in a copy of your resume. So here it says supervisor license upload. That's going to be the same thing as their counseling certificate. If they don't know where their school counseling certificate is, they can go out online to the State Board of Education for whatever state they're in, go into the teacher certification part, and you can put your name and information in, and it will give you a copy of that. So I'm going to send that to my site supervisor. There we go. Okay, so that is, now Tevera has asked her, hey, you need to upload the license. The last thing that they'll need to do, and the longest thing that they're going to need to do, is the orientation manual. It's called orientation manual, but basically it is a lot of different trainings and readings that they have to take and they have to complete before they can start working with you. So the orientation manual, you'll send that to them and just let them know, hey, that's a lot of work. You need to start working on it as soon as possible. So I will send that to my site supervisor. Okay, there. And the site supervisor, it'll populate because they will also sign that. And you will click submit. All right, so everything's going on. For the proof of insurance, if they did have their own personal insurance, you can go in there and upload it for them. But if they are over the district, just have Shelly know, and she can go in there and fix that for her. The last thing that you're going to fill out is a field site agreement. And this is rather long and detailed. This agreement is something that you sign with the site. And what it does, it has information on what everybody's going to do. So it says what the site supervisor is going to do while they're working with you over that semester. It talks about what the site is going to allow you to do while you're there. And it's also going to have information about what you're going to be responsible to do while you're working at the site. And then the last two parts are what ULM is going to do and also what your faculty supervisor, whoever that's going to be, these are the things that they are going to do. So it's a really long document, but it's really important that you sit with your site supervisor and you read it and you make sure that everything that's needed on here with the responsibilities is going to be okay. So you can start filling this in for your site supervisor. You're going to put the information of the site, and I know it says agency or school. Don't put ULM. That's not what we want. We need the school information. And this is the first time that you are kind of actually entering the school into something. Like for the MOU, you've used the district. So this is now the school. You're going to enter your name and your information. And the things that are important here are the start and end date of the term. Now, I will tell you over and over again what the start and end dates of the term are. This is going to be going into spring of 2026. So our term this time is going to be 1/12/2026. And it's going to run through 5/5/2026. Okay? So this is what you need to enter. Otherwise, it's going to mess you up if it's not right. But I promise you, I have it everywhere. I'll be telling you over and over again, and that's going to be fine. So the track that you're going to be on is Practicum, and you are in school counseling. For the site information, you need to have a site that allows you to record. So once you have all that information complete, you will sign it. It will pop up a little box and it'll say, hey, who do I send it to? And you put in your site supervisor's information, and then when she signs it, it will come to me. So since we're still filling it out, we'll just say finish later, and you can come back to that and when you have time. Okay, so you have done your primary site. Now you're going to be adding your secondary site, and it's going to be absolutely exactly the same. So you will select that it is a school counseling site, and once again, it gives you the option to look at all of these different places. Okay, you'll probably have to go through the process where you've not been at the site before, so you're going to do what we just did. But let's say that the school is actually there, that they have used it before. So here's Benjamin Franklin High School. And we're going to say start, because we're going to work at Benjamin Franklin High School as our secondary site. And if you are ready, say, hey, yeah, I'm ready. Let's go. The first thing you'll want to do is to click to confirm the site. So you will click start and click submit. And so it's going to complete that. It's telling me, hey, Benjamin Franklin, somebody is going to be working there this time. So when we go to select a supervisor, we already have an option, okay? Margaret Foley is here. She's been working with us before, and she is an approved site supervisor. So if she's the person that you're going to be working with, you'll just go over here and click start. But let's say that she's there, but she's not going to supervise you, and it's going to be someone else. So you're going to go through that whole process again, with suggesting a site supervisor. Well, let's say though that Margaret Foley is going to be good, and we click start. We say, yes, I'm ready. We're going to start doing the paperwork. And up's going to pop all the paperwork that we had to do before, the field site agreement, the training, her insurance and stuff. We're going to get all that again because we want to make sure that it's current, and we also want to make sure that it's tied to you. So when you start entering hours and things in Tevera, then it's going to work right. All right, so this is my video for you on how to enter in your primary and secondary site. If you have any questions, be sure to let me know. Send me an email. I can hop on Zoom with you and we can look at it together. But I want you to do this as quickly as possible so that we can move through it. If there's any issues or snafus that come up, we can get those taken care of before the deadline that you need to have this in by.